Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to discuss about conditional statements and looping statements in Python. Without wasting time, let's get started. Okay, this is the notes for conditional statement and looping statements. Okay, I'll place the link in my description. You can download this notes from my description. Also, I have coded few programs in my PDF and place it in my description. You can download this also from my description. Okay, let's start coding. Okay, this is I have already coded these programs to reduce our time limit, and I'll start with the if statements. Okay, I'll remove this apostrophe quotes and this also. So let's get started with the if statement. I printed the if statement and I have assigned x is equal to 21, and if condition x is less than 20, it prints x is less than 20, else it prints x is greater than 20 here. And I'll make this as command line. I'll remove this apostrophes. Okay, I'll mark here for space. I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna run this module. Okay, watch here. X is less than 20, so it's printed as x is greater than 20. So the condition is satisfied here. Okay, I'm going to change this to 20. Let's see what will it show. It will shows. Okay, I'll paste it at 19. Okay, I'll save this. I'll run the modules. Watch here. X is less than 20. Our condition is satisfied. So I'm going to remove this. Okay, I'm going to remove this apostrophes of if else statement. Okay. Here are given print if else statements and assign x is equal to 21 and checks first condition x is less than 30, it prints it's x is less than 30, and else if I printed it as x equal to 20 because I assigned x is equal to 20. Okay, otherwise it prints x is greater than 20. Okay, I'll save this module and I'll run this module. Okay, so if else statement x is less than 30. So though second statement is also true, it shows the first statement. This is the drawback of Python if else statement. So we'll give 25 here, less than 25, and here we'll change x is equal to 21. Let's see what will happen. So I'll run here. So it shows x is less than 30. Though the two statements are true, it shows it is less than 30. So we'll change the steps here. So I'm going to give x is less than 31, and here I'm going to give x is equal to 21. Okay, I'm going to change the sentences. Is x is less than x is less than 31 less than. Okay, I'm going to x is equal to 21. So I'll change here 31. I'm going to save this and I'm going to run this module and watch this. X is equal to 21. This is the drawback in if else condition. If both conditions are satisfied, it shows the first section condition. Okay, okay, I'm going to remove this and starts for loop. Before that, it's better to have a glance on my notes. Okay, I'll remove the first space and I'll go to my notes. Okay, nested if else statements. This is the syntax, and this are the looping statements in which we have less statements. Okay, this is the syntax. We have statements, and I have also flowchart for variables in the list. It checks if it is true, it comes back here, and if it's false, it stops the list. Otherwise, it's keep moving until it becomes true. Okay, here I gave few examples here and printed x here. Okay, I'm going to explain this. Okay, I printed as a for loop, and I gave for x in the range. Okay, this is program for printing numbers from 1 to 9. Okay, for x in range 0, 10. I'll remove this. I'll make this as command. Let's see. Save this and run this. This is the for loop. For loop this is the syntax in which for x in the range between 0 and 10. This is the syntax. If you want to print 0 to 10, we can assign 11 here, and I'll run this module. Watch out, it's printed from 0 to 10. Okay, let's have some changes in this program. Okay, I'll put commas in my output. I'll change. Okay, I'll put outcome. Let's see outcome. It will show a little bit different because we printed two. Watch, it's printed from 1 to 3 to 10, and okay, I'll remove print this. Okay, I'll save this. I'll run the module. Watch out, for loop it's printed from 0 to 1 with commas. Okay, I'll remove this. Okay, this is the syntax. We should remember the syntax of for loop. It is very important. We use more for loops in many programs. So one more example for loop. I'll remove this apostrophes. As come on, little bit problem in the system. Okay. Assign nums is equal to x for x in the range at 1 to 10. That means it has values from 1 to 9. So I assigned 1 to 9 values in nums. So for x in nums, I printed x with the commas. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to run the module. So watch out, it's printed from 1 to 9. If you want to print from 1 to 10, we should assign 11 here, and I'm going to save this, and I'm going to run this module. Watch out, we got here in this previous section we got only 9. Now here we got 10 here. So I'll remove this. Now I'm going to explain break statement, and I'll remove this apostrophes. Okay, let's see the notes. What can observe in notes? It's down there. Okay, this is okay for the break syntax. This is the syntax for break. We can use in a while loop or in for loop also. So this is a flowchart. Let me explain this. If it starts, it checks the first condition. If it is true, it's continues. If it is false, execute the block, or if it is true, it breaks and ends. That means if you give break, it takes the last value before the last value assigned into our output. I'll explain detailedly here. Sorry, yeah. Here I assigned the 0 to 9 values in nums. I've given for loop here x in nums. If x is equal to 4, I gave break here and printed x. That means here 4 is not going to print in our output. So I printed done here, and I'm going to save this, and I'm going to run this module. Watch here. Break statement 0, 1, 2, 3, and it shows output done. Okay, and I'm going to remove this. Now I'm going to discuss about continuous statements. Excuse me. So come back to the continuous statement. So let's see what is in our notes. Continuous statement syntax we can use in while loop. So the flowchart is when this starts, it checks whether true or false. If it is false, it ends. If it is true, it checks the one other condition. If it is true, it continues and repeats the process until it becomes false. If it is false, it executes the blocks and repeat the process, and it is shows false and ends the loop. Let's see in our program. Here I printed continuous statements and nums. I sent 0 to 9 values in my num, and for loop and continue command, and printed x and printed done. Here let's see what will happen. I'll run this. So something is wrong. Okay, we should assign continue after colon. Okay, I'll say this. So yeah, say the module. Watch out. So we because of continuous statement, it continues from 0 to 9. This is the function of continuous statement. So assign here for x in the nums, and if it is x is equal to 4, it continues and prints x. So this is the function of continuous statements. And again I printed done. Okay, I'm going to remove this. Yeah, I'll remove this also. Okay, I'll remove this. Okay, come back to while loop. So okay, while loop is the process. Excuse me. While loop, it is the syntax, and this is the flow chart, and it starts here. If count is equal to 0, execute statements, and count increase by 1, and checks if the count is less than 10. If it is false, it exits the loop. If it is true, it repeats the process and executes the statement, and count increases, and checks whether x is 10 is less than, or count is less than or 10. If it is false, it executes the loop. I given a small example here. You can see this. So I gave here it to print numbers from 0 to 10. So I send a is equal to 0, and while loop a is not equal to 10. Let's see what will happen here. So from 0 to 9, okay, it's not equal to 10. No, that's why we are going to print 0 to 9. So this is the assignment operator which we are using while loop. So I'll assign this. Let's see what will happen. Let's see what will happen when we didn't assign assignment operator in our program. So it executes infinite number of outputs. Let's see what will happen. Yeah, watch out. It executes lots of infinite values. So we're gonna close this, and we should assign some values after print, because while loop continues until we should give some increment values. Okay, watch. When we give some increment value, it works properly without any error. So yeah, okay. The second method is we are going to assign some values in the for loop, and we'll work with the while loop. Okay, this is okay. We assign num x for x in the range from 0 to 9. Again, index is equal to 0, and while loop is less than the nums, and I'll give you the length of the num here after this. Okay, print length of nums. Okay, let's check what is the length of this. So I'm gonna say this. Okay, I'll give a first switch here. I'm going to save this. I'm going to run the module. So watch. Yeah, you can observe a 10 after this. So let me show you it's properly the length of the nums. Okay, I'll remove this. Okay, I'll remove the first method. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to run the module. Watch, the length of the nums is 10. So we'll continue the process of while. So I assigned index equal to 0 here. I'll remove the post phrase. Okay, index equal to 0, and while index is less than num, it prints num of index and index increment and printed done. Guys, please don't mind that I'm not telling. I printed before the code because to make your time not to waste. So you can code this. You can check in your system whether the code is right or not. Okay, thanks for watching. Don't mind, keep smiling. Thank you so much for watching.